The name is Dale. I'm here to do some recommendations on a Netflix series that you should watch and 2 movies that you can rent that are not on Netflix. I don't believe they are. And I'm also here to do the review of Wonder Woman. First off, I want to recommend this true crime documentary series on Netflix called The Keepers. It's about the murder of this nun that was killed in 1967, I believe. They never solved the case, and the first episode is going to feel like the typical case you would see on the ID channel or Forensics Files or that cold case series that I see on A&E. But it gets deeper. Once you get to the second episode, it gets much deeper. There's a lot of cover-ups, and there's a lot of conspiracy and other crimes being committed, other murders that may or may not be connected to this nun's murder, and it's very engaging, and it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. I watched the first episode and I couldn't stop watching. The only reason I stopped at the 4th episode because I started getting sleepy. I started falling asleep. It was late. I was fighting my sleep, and I just threw in the towel, said I don't want to miss anything, so I just stopped. But I ended up watching all 6 episodes. I believe it's 6 episodes, and it's great. I highly recommend it. It's only on Netflix. If you ain't got Netflix by now, shame on you. If you don't have it, you're missing out on a lot of good original Netflix series and movies. Me and my wife went to go see Wonder Woman, and the DC cinematic universe has been very divided. Some people like the movies, and got a good deal of people that hate the movies or don't like the movies. That's not including the Christopher Nolan Batman 3 movies he did. That's not including the new cinematic universe. Started off with Man of Steel, which I thought was a good movie, but not a great movie. It had a few flaws in it, but overall I thought it was a good movie, a good way to kick off the universe. I thought it was I basically thought it was the Christopher Reeve Superman 2 on steroids. It was a more advanced, more elevated hybrid version of that. Being that movie was made in the 80s, the early 80s, they couldn't do the action that they could do now. So, and it had a lot of similarities. And then you had the Batman versus Superman movie, which I was very looking forward to, and I would end up being disappointed. I thought the theatrical version was solid. It had some holes, some plot points that didn't make any sense. But once I saw the ultimate cut, which is actually 3 hours, the theatrical version was like 2 hours and a half, or almost 2 hours and a half. The ultimate cut is 3 hours, and I thought that was much better. It elevated the movie from just being okay and disappointing to okay, I understand what he was trying to do. So, but even still, you have a lot of people that don't like the movie. I thought it was pretty good. At least the ultimate cut was. And then you had Suicide Squad, which was very disappointing. To me anyway. You had some people that didn't like that movie, and you had some people that did. I personally didn't like it. It had a few good moments in it. It had no replay value, no action scenes that stick in your head. I found that kind of alarming because I like David Ayers as a director. He's the one that directed the movie, and his movies prior to that I like the way he directs, but no. So now you got Wonder Woman. This is supposed to be the saving grace of the DC cinematic universe. This is supposed to be the one that the fans gonna like, your typical movie going fans gonna like, and your critics gonna like. And I thought it was good up until the end. The last battle just kills it for me. I thought the last battle with the main villain was very weak. I thought the CGI was very lazy. I thought some of the battle scenes within that one battle was cliche. The casting of the main villain I thought was very bad. I mean, he's a good actor, but I think they casted him wrong in that. And I'm not as high on this movie as I hear a lot of other people are because of that last act. Going in, I was kind of leery of Gal Gadot. I didn't know if she could really act. The movies I seen prior to this, she didn't really do a good job in 999. She didn't really do a good job in the movie Criminal. She didn't really impress me in Fast and Furious, but Fast and Furious, you ain't really got to be no great actor in that, so I gave her a pass on that. But I thought physically she looked like Wonder Woman. I thought physically she could pull off the action scenes and the stunts that she was required to do. But I was leery of her acting, and she did a good job. She impressed me. I thought her chemistry with Chris Pine was good. I thought the battle between the German soldiers was real good. That's something I can watch over and over. That's like towards the middle, but the last act just killed it for me. I was on my way to giving it an A-. That dropped it down to a C+. Two other movies that I recommend that are not on Netflix. I don't believe they're on Netflix yet, but you can rent. The first movie is called The Foundry. That's the true story about the beginnings of McDonald's and how it became this big corporation that we know of today. It was actually started by these two brothers, and it was a local family fast food restaurant, and this guy named Ray Kroc, which is played by Michael Keaton, he's the one that partners up with these two brothers, and he makes it into this big franchise, this big corporation. And I never thought a movie about McDonald's could be so interesting. You got the conflict between the brothers and Ray Kroc because they have a certain way they want to do things, and he has a certain way he wants to do things, and they butt heads, and that's basically the whole movie. You never know what's going to happen. He wants to cut corners on certain things that they traditionally do another way, and that's where the conflict comes. And there's the conflict between Ray Kroc and his wife. She thinks he's a workaholic. He believes she doesn't support his business ventures, and you have that dynamic. So I thought that was a very good movie. I highly recommend it. I give that an A. Another movie that I highly recommend is The Girl with All the Gifts. Now, just when you thought they couldn't do nothing different with a zombie movie, because you're getting flooded with so much zombie material nowadays. You got Walking Dead, you got Fear the Walking Dead, you got a zombie series on Sci-Fi Channel, I believe. You got iZombie on CW. You got this other dark comedy zombie series on Netflix starring Drew Barrymore. I'm not sure the title of that series. You had World War Z, the movie not too long ago. They're about to make a World War Z 2. So you kind of getting zombie fatigue, but this one is different. This one is about a young girl, a little girl, who's a zombie, but she actually can think and talk, and she can do all the things that a normal girl at her age can do, but she's a zombie, and you follow her on her journey through this zombie apocalypse. And it's a very different twist on it. The girl, I should know her name. The girl that's the lead, that's the star, the little girl, she kills it. She can act. I'm always amazed when I see kids playing these dramatic roles and just killing it. And I highly recommend it. The ending is, I'm getting you ready, the ending is kind of depressing. It's not a happy ending. And it almost feels like the third movie to the 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later movies, because the zombies move real fast. They come at you like a normal person would come at you. They not like the zombies in Walking Dead. They not moving slow. They moving fast like the zombie type characters in the 28 Days Later and 20 Weeks Later movies. So I highly recommend those two movies and that Netflix series. There you go.